Continue on Indiana 55 South for 2 miles.
Good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Evangelist Life. I'm going to be doing a video. Well, I'm going to do a few videos, most likely, on this city of Crown Point, Indiana, which is located here in the northwest side of the state of Indiana. Now, as soon as I find my notes here, I'll be able to give you a little bit of information. Okay, now Crown Point, Indiana is located here in Lake County, Indiana, the northwest section of Indiana. And this city is an hour south of Chicago. The population here is 30,906 people, and this community has been growing at a rate of 11% as of the 2020 census, and the population density is 1,732 people. Now, I will tell you guys right now, Northwest Indiana is the most expensive section of Indiana to live due to how close these communities are to the city of Chicago. And this part of Indiana also has some of the harshest weather that you will experience here in the state of Indiana, due to it being so close to Lake Michigan. And also being so far north. Now, if you're wanting to move here to purchase a home prices are not going to be cheap. If you want to live in this city of Crown Point, the average home prices here are $282,300. But if you want to purchase anything that is decent meaning a decent neighborhood, the house itself is in decent condition, pretty much turnkey move-in ready, then be prepared to spend at least $200,000. Now, a lot of houses that I've looked at on the MLS, Realtor.com, I would say the majority of the houses that are on Realtor.com for under $300,000 the offers are currently pending. So most likely those houses are going to be off the market. Someone has shown interest and they're getting all their last minute financial stuff together, most likely, and they're going to buy that property. And also, given how close Northwest Indiana is to Chicago, now Indiana is relatively a laid-back, slow-paced state. Now, however, a lot of your cities here in Northwest Indiana, you will find that the pace of life here is going to be a little faster. You're going to have a little bit more traffic. And by the way, I am recording this video on a weekday. I meant to do this video over the weekend, but due to my schedule, I was unable to make it out here over the weekend. So, FYI, this is a weekday that I'm out here. And of course, this is going to be downtown. We're going to drive through it real quick.
In 800 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Now, I'm going to be doing some other cities here in Northwest Indiana. Obviously, because I did not come out here just to
You've arrived.
But you know, the reason why I picked this city to do, the reason why I chose to record on this city is because for those of you that are wanting to move to Northwest Indiana, for those of you that might want to be close to Chicago, but are unable to afford the suburbs, or you don't want to pay the exorbitant taxes of the state of Illinois, then I think this is going to be a decent alternative for that type of living. Now, I'm going to let you guys know right now, this is not going to be the cheapest city to live in Northwest Indiana. There's going to be other communities that are a little cheaper. There's a city called Murrysville, Indiana. I think I'm pronouncing it right. That city is located right by this one. And the housing prices in Murrysville, Indiana is going to be a little cheaper than living here. And for those of you that are concerned about diversity, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this city is not going to be super diverse. Murrysville, Indiana is going to be a little bit more diverse. Housing prices are going to be a little cheaper. Now, when I say a little cheaper, let's not get it twisted. Housing prices there are not going to be cheap either. You're going to still pay a pretty penny to live there too, just not quite as much as living here. Now, out of the two communities, I like this community a little better. But I just wanted to put that out there for those of you that were looking to live in a smaller city here in Northwest Indiana. Now, this city does have the Lake County Fair, which is the second largest fair in the state of Indiana. And there are a few things to do here. You can go to the Lake County Horizon Museum. You can go to the Lemon Lake County Park. You can go on the Erie Lackawanna Trail. And they also have a game center. It's called Locked In Gaming Entertainment. You can do that as well. And of course, you have all your restaurants and fast food places and shopping and all that good stuff. In fact, I'm driving down State Route 55/Main Street, which is where you're going to find the majority of your stores and restaurants and things of that matter. I mean, this community, although it can get a little busy, this community, to me, appears to be quiet when it needs to be quiet. Like, after people get off of work and they get home and do it, after people get off of work, I mean, this community appears to be, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a super quiet community, but I will say it appears to be safe. Now, I've read I Googled this city, and there were a couple of people that were commenting on the crime in this city. Now, obviously, I don't live here. I'm not from here. So I can't really speak on how legitimate that information is. One thing I will say is, a lot of cities I drive through, there's a lot of people in the comment section of those type of communities that will talk about crime. I mean, I don't mean to get too sensitive here when it comes to politics and race, but I'm going to tell it how I'm going to tell it. But one thing I notice is, if I do a video of a community that's got even 30,000 people, like this community's got 30,000 people, or if I do a video of a community that has somewhat of a diverse population, there's going to always be somebody in the comment section that's going to sound off on how the city's got a bunch of crime and blah, blah, blah. It's not a good place to live. I mean, and also there's even cities I've driven through to where the majority of the population was W. However, the cost of living in some of those communities were low. And once again, you had some of these cities may have had a population of, let's say, close to 20,000 people. And I've had people in the comment section telling me, no, it's not a good community. I don't know what I'm talking about. Crime is high in their area, blah, blah, blah. And, and on some of the cities that people have commented on like that, I've been to. I've had significant amount of dealings in those communities. I'm not going to say I'm an absolute connoisseur of those communities, but I feel I know what I'm talking about on some of those communities. If I don't know the community, that's like with this community, I don't know it well, I'll admit it up front. But one thing I do know is, for some of you that might think crime is high, and like, I'm gonna give you guys an example. I did several videos of Newcastle. I've had a couple of people tell me that crime in Newcastle was high, and when I say it's a good community, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what? It's all good. They're entitled to their opinion. However, when I talk about many of these Indiana cities, I do have a lot of other communities to compare them to. So my opinion about Newcastle is Newcastle perfect? No. Is Anderson perfect? No. Is this city perfect? Of course not. But there's a lot of cities, like for an example, there's a lot of cities in the deep south, like in Alabama and Mississippi and Louisiana, that at some point you guys will see more of, to where not only is the crime higher, but the infrastructure isn't as good, and the amount of poverty that's in that community is much worse than most places that I've driven through and done videos on here in Indiana. And to add insult to injury, some of these cities in the deep south, I mean, the population is a fraction of the population of some of these cities here in Indiana. And the population density of those areas in the deep south, for an example, is also a lot lower. But yet, your crime is much higher. Your crime is much higher. The infrastructure is poor. And some of those communities don't have as many amenities as some of the communities that I drive through here in Indiana have. So I'm not going to lie to you folks. For those of you that might talk about how Newcastle is got crime, yeah, it does got crime. But some of you carry on like Newcastle is, I don't know, like Newcastle is Gary or something. Or like it's East Cleveland, Ohio or something. I mean, same thing goes for the city of Anderson. So yeah, anyways, let's get back to this video. I just had to throw that out there real quick. It's on my mind and I wanted to get off my chest. So, thanks for listening. And another thing I'm going to point out is, if you go to Murrysville, Indiana, which is right by this city, you're going to find a few more amenities than you will here in Crown Point. Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. Everybody have a blessed one, and I will see you guys on the next video.